thank you everybody for tuning in. Today we have another special guest of ours, Dr. Christiana Awosan, and she is the founder of Ibisenmi Relational Health, and she's earned her doctorate in marriage and family therapy. We're so excited to have her here. Her practice specializes in working with communities of color and specifically in the issue of racial traumas. And we want to talk about some of those things today. So thank you, Dr. Awosan, for coming on today. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Ray, for having me. Thank you, everyone. It's great to be here this
Thank you.
afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you. So first and foremost, can you talk a little bit about yourself? Can you talk about what led you down the path of becoming a therapist?
hmm Yeah, good question. So I started undergrad wanting to actually be a medical doctor. I'm
Okay.
Nigerian, so if you know
Okay.
anything about Nigerians, we either doctors or lawyers.
That's right.
So I decided I wanted to be a medical doctor, but then my sophomore year, I started to realize that I was actually more interested in psychology, understanding
Mhm.
people. And I remember wanting to go into clinical psych, but after working with mice in the lab, I decided that's not what I want to do. And I really want to just actually picture myself sitting down with couples and
Mhm.
talking about their relationships. So I decided I did want to go into counseling, even though I was still wrestling with um, still wanting to be a medical doctor. So one of the reasons why I specifically actually decided to just work within Black community and with Black families was because I remember trying to write a paper on Black relationships and I
Mhm.
couldn't find much information
Mhm.
about it. I did my undergrad at Syracuse University. So I was like, this is preposterous. I need to
Yeah.
like really find something that can help me. So after struggling for a couple of years on whether to go to medical school or not, I finally decided that yes, I want to go into marriage and family therapy. So I did my master's in marriage and family therapy at Syracuse University and my PhD in couple and family therapy at Drexel University. And I specifically focus
Excellent.
on working with Black families, Black individuals, and Black couples.
So I didn't intend for any personal questions, but I also want to ask, right? How was your family? What was their reaction to you changing from medicine to mental health?
Good question. So, my parents really wanted me to like really go into medicine for the
Mhm.
longest time, even when after I got into my master's program, even after I got into my PhD program. My dad was still like, well, what about medical school? And I was like, nah, that's not what I want to do. And because we're such a spiritual family, I basically told my parents, like, I really prayed about this. I prayed that God will lead me to the career
Mhm.
that it's meant for me and what I'm here to do on this earth. And when I prayed about it, what happened was God opened more doors
Mhm.
to mental health rather than medical
Yeah.
services. Because all like I even took the MCAT, all the medical school I applied for, it just didn't go through.
Didn't work out as well as
Didn't
yeah.
work exactly, and mental health just opened more doors for me. And I really have the passion to. I mean, people always tell me I'm a great listener, but one of the things I really appreciate about like really doing the work as a marriage and family therapist is that I realize that I'm actually doing the work of really holding people's heart, like
Yes.
their emotional, their relational, their spiritual heart, right?
Mhm.
To and their mental heart to really treat it. While I might not be doing it in the operating room, I'm doing it in my own therapy room and in the community. And also,
Absolutely.
I also teach in my classroom. So,
Mhm. You're training people how to do more of that,
exactly,
right? And so
exactly.
I imagine, I guess after a while, your family got on board. They saw those doors opening. This is a sign, and
Yeah,
they were able to. That's
yeah,
excellent.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
excellent because I know that's not an easy transition, and it's not easy to navigate family and cultural expectations too. And that's a whole topic in and of itself. You might find another email after this.
That's true. It's a whole nother topic. But and that's why I always tell parents, you gotta let your kids
Hmm.
do what they're meant here to do, what they've
That's right.
God have created them to do, right?
Right.
And also I think it was no brainer. Like when I look at my family tree, my family genogram, I'm like, look, this is what grandpa did. We just didn't
Oh,
call
wow.
it that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
I don't know why you all want to push us to do something else. We're just following the family lineage.
Yeah. No, that's excellent.
Yeah.
And look, the reality of it is that for many people it can be very difficult and emotionally trying
Yeah.
experience for them trying to follow that path. And again, this isn't part of our planned topics, but I think that you're an illustration of what can happen when parents support their children pursuing their passions,
For sure. For
right?
sure. Yeah.
Don't let them willy-nilly do whatever,
Right.
playing guitar on a street corner for life, right? Obviously, but at the same time, I think that there's room for so much success and honor to be brought to the family and
Yeah.
contributions made to the
Yeah.
community.
Yeah.
It's you're called to it from your faith, just like you might have been called to medicine if you had that other inclination. And
Exactly.
there's so much to be gotten
Yeah.
out of it that sometimes we just kind of look at the title and we want the title and we don't look at all of the other things that we wanted to go along with it, the prestige,
Yeah.
the financial stuff,
Yeah.
changing the family's socioeconomic status and all
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
It can be achieved through
Yeah.
these other ways, and they just kind of look at them as being sure bets more than anything
Exactly.
else. It's a sure bet it's going to bring honor. It's a sure bet
Exactly.
it's going to bring finances. It's a sure bet it's going to
Exactly.
lift us out of our financial situation, or at least continue our progress in
Yes.
our financial situation.
For
Not
sure.
everybody's coming out of something.
Yeah.
But at the same time, right, we can do that in so many other ways if we were to be open to it.
For sure, for sure. I've always said, I mean, one of the things I remember saying to myself, even in undergrad, was, yeah, like I would like to make money, but I don't want to like sacrifice my mental health. I don't want to
Mhm.
sacrifice my energy. And I mean, I think also at that time I was looking at my friends who were doctors and how much like they literally didn't have a life. And I was like,
Mhm.
I don't think that's really what
Not
I
for me.
want. Like,
Yeah.
I want to have to me, I felt like they didn't have a life. I want to have a different type of life. And I said to myself, whatever I do, if I'm passionate about it and committed to it and work hard at it, it's going to be difficult.
Yep.
I know it's going to make me money somehow. I just need
Mhm.
to like really go with the diligence and the commitment that I have. So,
Well, I'm glad, and I hope that even you just sharing this is going to encourage other families, right, to give their children a chance,
yes.
right?